chocolate everywhere, including all over me, which I'm okay with. Hey guys, it's Candace the Edgy Veg, and today I am baking. I'm going to show you how to veganize the famous brownie recipe from the Tasty website. All right, if you are on Facebook or Instagram, chances are you've seen the video of like whipping chocolate and butter together that Tasty's put out to make these epic brownies. They looked so good that it inspired me to bake, and I hate baking, but I love brownies. So I'm super, super excited to veganize these. A lot of the ingredients were already vegan, so that's great. Things like flour and vanilla, but other things were not. So instead of butter, we're using vegan margarine. We are using dairy-free, what are these things called? Chocolate chips, that's what they're called. Apparently that matcha has not kicked in yet this morning. Instead of the chopped chocolate, we are using vegan chocolate chips. I couldn't find espresso powder, so we are using instant coffee instead and just doubling it so it's a little bit stronger. And then instead of eggs, we are using aquafaba, which if you've never used If you've never used aquafaba, it is just that liquid that you get in a can of chickpeas. It's amazing. It's an incredible egg replacer. And then everything else is vegan. So let's get baking. I've already added my vegan substitutions. Oh, forgot to say that because we're not using eggs, I'm adding a little bit of baking soda just to give the brownies a little bit of like cakey lift. So that's the only thing that I'm adding that's different from this recipe other than veganizing it. So they say combine chopped chocolate, cocoa powder, and espresso powder in a heat-proof liquid measuring cup or medium bowl. That's this. So let's get started with that. All right, let's take our chocolate chips, stick it into this bowl, along with the espresso powder. In this case, it's instant coffee. And what the coffee does, what the espresso powder usually does is just deepen the flavor of the chocolate. It makes it a lot more rich and adds depth to the chocolate flavor. And then we have our cocoa powder. Apparently that's it. The next step is they say to cook the butter over heat, like in a saucepan. I'm just going to microwave it. I'm just gonna keep microwaving it until it bubbles. A minute, we'll start with a minute and go from there. Because I'm not waiting for the stove. You can do it in the microwave, it's fine, it's just oil. All right, so I ended up putting this in the microwave for about 2.5 minutes just so that it's bubbling and hot, because this is what's going to melt the chocolate, hopefully. So we're going to add the butter to our thing of, wow, okay, well, I just got a butter steam facial. Let's make sure we get all the butter out of here. There we go. And I'm just going to mix that until it melts. That's effective. I've never done that. Wow, look at this. Oh my God, that smell of chocolate is everything. So I'm just going to whisk this until it's well combined. There is no better smell in the world than chocolate. Where I grew up in Germany, there was this little chocolatier down the street, and this is what the street smelled like, is this. This is way better than how I've been melting chocolate for all my life. All right, hopefully that's all the lumps. I mean, if there's little chocolate lumps in a brownie, nobody's going to complain. I know I won't. There's a big chunk of chocolate. All right, okay, Tasty. What's next? Thank you for teaching me something today. Okay, we're going to combine our sugars. So we have brown sugar, white sugar, vanilla extract, salt, and our aquafaba. We're gonna beat that in our stand mixer right here. So we have cane sugar. We have brown sugar. It looks a little white, and that is because I pulsed it in my food processor because my brown sugar was hardened. Adding our vanilla, salt. Seems like a lot of salt, but I didn't write this recipe, so if it's too salty, I blame Tasty. And then we have our egg replacer, which is aquafaba today. So it says beat with a hand mixer. I like a stand mixer because I'm lazy. It does the same thing, just minimal effort. All right. We've just made aquafaba meringue. Holy shit. Like I think I could just bake this and make actual meringues. That's another video. I'm so impressed. This is great. Okay, now I'm going to take my flour and I'm going to take my baking soda. I'm just gonna whisk them together just so that the baking soda is evenly combined with the flour. Now, while this is stirring, we are going to gently pour the chocolate mixture into here. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is what I go to Instagram for, is this right here. And I'm making it myself. Blend until smooth. Okay, so now I'm supposed to gently fold with the spatula the flour mixture into the chocolate mixture. I'm not doing that by hand. That's what the paddle and the machine is for. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. This is going to fold it in. Gently fold. See? Technology. Chocolate. Oh my God. We are now going to pour the batter into this pan. This pan seems too big. Spread the batter. Okay, I'm allowed to spread it. Okay. This is the thickest mixture I have ever seen. This pan just seems so big. Wow. Okay. All right, that goes into the oven now. It looks so good. All right, so it says to cook it for 20 minutes. Timers, this is the part I always forget. Or until it's slightly puffed on top, and then we have to remove it from the baking pan and drop the pan on the counter to flatten it and crack it. And then we're going to sprinkle it with salt. And for the salt, so they say sprinkle, they say to sprinkle with flaky sea salt. I have this vanilla bean salt. It's chocolate and vanilla, it goes together really well. So I'm going to use that. Okay, so it says to lightly drop the pan onto a surface 1 to 2 times. I mean, is that doing anything? I think the eggs are not reacting the same way that the aquafaba is not reacting the same way that the eggs would. Maybe I'll do it one more time. It's not cracking like theirs did. Oh well. Now we have to sprinkle flaked sea salt. So I'm adding the vanilla salt. Don't want to add too much and make it too salty. Does that seem like enough? Sure. Well, maybe a little bit over here, a little bit there. And then we have to put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes. So it should be slightly undercooked in the center. So it should be fudgy. Yeah, I think that's ready because the edges are pretty cooked. So apparently these guys are going to set more as they cool. So I'm just gonna throw them on a cooling rack and come back to them in like 30 minutes. So I've lifted the brownie out of the pan that it's in, and now let's cut it up. So I'm thinking like, it's a pretty thin brownie, so maybe I'll cut it into nice big squares. On an angle apparently. And smaller near the end. Ah, whatever. Pretty thin. I think personally I would have used a little bit of a smaller pan. Maybe a 9x9 next time. Yeah, I think I would do a 9x9 next time. But let's see how it tastes. All right guys, there you have it. My vegan version of the famous tasty brownie. So things I would change, it's pretty thin. I would use a smaller, so maybe a 9x9 pan instead of a 9x13. And that's it. That's all I would change, I think. Oh my God. This is so good. It's so like cakey, and it's like the perfect combination of salty and chocolatey, and then the espresso powder, or what do we use instead of espresso powder? Instant coffee powder just gives it like that deep, rich chocolate flavor. Holy shit. Yeah, this is I'm smitten by the brownie. This is the best brownie I've ever had. Wow, you need to make this. It's also cakey and fudgy on the inside, but crispy on the outside, so the texture is definitely there. Oh my God. I could eat a tray of these. They're so decadent and rich and just, oh my God. All right, well, that's how you make the famous, tasty, best brownies you'll ever have, but vegan. I'm going to go make love to this plate of chocolatey goodness. If you like this recipe, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what recipe you want me to veganize in the comment section below. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell notification. And I'll see you next time. Bye.